Hi. Today we're going to discuss three case studies that show you why sensitive people heal faster with art. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, tired from caring for others, or unsure how to take care of your inner world, this video will help you understand yourself better. Today I'm sharing three simple case studies that show how art can become a safe space for sensitive people to breathe, release, and feel seen again. I work with sensitive individuals, highly sensitive individuals, empaths, healers, creatives, and painters who carry a lot inside them. Most of them come to me not because they are broken, but because they have been giving too much to others without receiving what replenishes them. Does that sound like you? Now, art becomes the gentle space where your emotions, your inner child, and your intuition finally have the room to speak. Let me talk you through three stories that will help you understand this better. Story number one, or case study number one, let's talk about Sarah, the psychologist. Sarah is a psychologist and she spends her days listening, holding space, and caring for everyone else in her world. When she came to me, she told me that her thoughts were racing. She had no time to rest, no time to breathe, and she felt disconnected from herself. In our session, she began painting with simple blue and white colors. She also used simple strokes like waves and dots. Nothing complicated. It was just her inner child speaking through color and simple strokes. By the end of the session, she felt relaxed, she felt as though she was able to rewind, and she felt connected to herself again. She even had tears of relief because for the first time in a very long time, she gave herself the permission to be cared for, to be seen, and to be heard. All of that happened within 60 minutes because she had the courage to show up for herself and her problems. Case study number two, or story number two, the story of Vincent van Gogh. We all know the famous artist Vincent van Gogh, the painter of the Starry Night. Well, he is often believed to have been a highly sensitive person. He went through poverty, health struggles, and many heartbreaks. But he never stopped painting. He used his art as a way to process his emotions, his pain, and his sensitivity for years. When we look at Starry Night, we're not just looking at a painting. We're looking at someone who has chosen to turn their inner chaos into something beautiful and meaningful. To me, his art was his way of healing himself. It was a way to find light, peace, and belonging. Let's talk about case study number three, or story number three, the research done by Isle Sands. Psychotherapist Isle Sands wrote a book called Highly Sensitive People in an Insensitive World: How to Create a Happy Life. In it, she explains that sensitive people give a lot of empathy, attention, and care to others. But they often could forget to look after themselves. They can be the listeners and get tired quickly, absorb emotions, and they listen deeply but rarely express. She suggests that making art could help sensitive people express themselves better. Art allows us to be heard without speaking. It lets the canvas hold our emotions the same way we hold space for others. After all, sensitive people deserve to be seen too. And art becomes a safe space where we can say, here I am, and this is what I want to feel. Does this message resonate with you? So, whether you're a psychologist like Sarah, a creative soul like Van Gogh, or simply someone who listens more than you speak, I just want to remind you that your sensitivity is not a burden. It just needs room. Room to express, room to breathe, room to be witnessed, and art gives you that room, dear sensitive soul. Now, I am Pranita Rao. I'm an intuitive mentor for sensitive individuals, a trained energy worker, and an abstract artist who guides clients globally into emotional clarity through art, intuition, and gentle energy healing. My work brings together sensitivity, energy work, creative expression, and subtle healing in a way that feels grounded, empowering, calm, and deeply supportive. If you're a sensitive person who wants a gentle, private, and safe space to express yourself, learn about your sensitivity and unique gifts, or reconnect to your inner child, or simply exhale, I'd love to guide you through a private session with me. You don't need to be an artist, or you don't need to have expertise in an art field as well. You just need the willingness to show up for yourself like Sarah did. If this speaks to you, the link to my calendar and to book the call is in the description of this video. Please give yourself the space you've been giving everybody else. You deserve to be seen and to be heard. Please remember, I love you and I'm sending you lots of hugs. Thank you for staying with me until the end. Bye.